What's going on, my fellow A-pluses? It's your boy Adam Perez. I'm back once again with a brand new episode review as we're set to tackle Agatha all along as we're going to get into episode number 8 for you guys. As I was not honestly expecting sort of a double episode season finale. I thought we were just going to get one episode this week, and then I come to find out, no, they dropped 2 episodes worth. So we're going to get into episode number 8 for you guys. I probably will drop that tonight, and then I probably will watch the finale and record the finale and have that ready for you guys Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon. So stay tuned for that as I wrap up this particular show. Look, I'm gonna be kind of sad to say goodbye to this show. I think this has definitely been a hidden gem for me in regards to coming in under my expectations and sort of truly blowing me away. I've had a lot of fun with this. I've really enjoyed the performances. I've been a really big fan of the writing, the humor in here, and the incredible cast. I continue to love Aubrey Plaza in here as Death. While again, it wasn't my first speculation or theory as to who she's going to be. I mean, goodness, I think she just fits this role just beautifully in regards to how she comes in and out of that particular character. I really enjoy also just the prosthetic work that they've done, the great blending of prosthetics and CGI. If you guys have seen any of the behind the scenes of how they brought sort of Death to life, no pun intended, but to kind of see the makeup work and the prosthetics that go into bringing Aubrey Plaza to life as Death is unbelievable. And I really love how it's really come across in this show so far with some very memorable sequences and scenes, to certainly say the least, that kind of just burn in my brain. One of them I had to use certainly on the thumbnail for this particular review, but let's go ahead and get into this episode because we had some really great things showcased in here. And first, can I just say that Wiccan costume is unbelievable. I love me a good comic book accurate costume, to be fair, and I think they absolutely nailed it. This is probably one of my favorite costumes in a really long time, to be quite frank with you. So I thought they really nailed it in regards to pulling it from the comics. The Scarlet Witch sort of level crown. I love the red sort of. It's not even like a cape. It's like a cape slash hoodie, I guess, if you will. The dark blue sort of tight suit with the silver buckles and whatever the case may be. It really fits Joe Locke. I think he looks incredible as Billy Maximoff in here, and to go to see him really tap into his abilities, helping Agatha out here and letting her have some of her powers back also. Man, Joe Locke has truly grown on me this season so far, but just getting the opportunity to see the costume is incredible. So shout out to the costume designers for this series in general. I think they've really just kind of put in all the work. The Death costume was actually pretty cool in here. Getting an opportunity to see Agatha really kind of at her most powerful, wearing those purple garbs once again that we saw her wearing from back in WandaVision. That was a nice kind of callback and feature to kind of see her acquire her powers again. So costume designs on par here this week for sure. Storyline wise, really fascinating stuff, man. The Agatha and Death stuff definitely intrigues me. You know, they have a great moment in the beginning of this episode when she talks about the idea of taking. I think Death mentioned something along the lines that she's been kind of privileged, that people have been like super kind to Agatha, or really going out of their way for her. And Agatha certainly kind of takes offense to that. I guess the fact that she had to give up her son to acquire something in exchange, she definitely takes that to heart, to certainly say the least. And I love that Death kind of calls her out on it when it comes to especially the relationship that she has with Billy throughout this season. It's one of the things that we've kind of highlighted, the way that she looks at him, the way that she cares for him, right? Trying to protect him certainly at times. And while she certainly might have thought that maybe Billy was her son, or at least she plays up the part, I think you know it's something that Death is definitely able to see, that she holds onto that feeling because of the fact that she no longer has her son here. But it definitely implies, the way that Agatha talks about it, is that Death sort of took the child. I am kind of curious as to what exactly the deal was. how Agatha, because I think the story was that she gave up her son in order to get the Darkhold. Is that why she gave up her son? Like, is that why Death took her son or from her? What was the exchange there, right? Like, it was it truly for the Darkhold, or was it for something else entirely? And even to the point to where Death is kind of curious as to why she even lets sort of people talk about her that way, and Agatha not really kind of correcting them. So there definitely is more here to do with her not having a son. And I have a feeling that maybe that might be explored in the season finale a little bit, but I really continue to enjoy the relationship between Agatha along with Death, even though we clearly get to see Agatha sort of say farewell as she sort of embraces Death, kills herself. I really love the special effects sequence of seeing her not only fall on the ground, but then sort of like become one, right? I guess it is sort of that life full circle, that earth aspect of things, right? I guess that's sort of what makes Death that green witch sort of label as well. And so to be able to see Agatha's body slowly decapitate and just become one with the earth, and her skull melting, and then out blossoms life and flowers and mushrooms and all sorts of things. I just thought it was a really beautiful sequence. But clearly Agatha is alive. How she's alive, that I certainly don't know. One of the questions that I have at the end of this, which I thought was really fascinating, was Billy realizing the truth about the Witch's Road, that he himself seemingly brought this to life. Very similar to how Wanda was able to bring her kids to life. And again, this really goes into incredible storytelling and writing on Jack Schaefer's part in order to bring all these pieces together. Letting us know that she's really been dropping hints all throughout the season to imply that it's been, I guess, Billy all along, if you will, right? Having the opportunity to see Billy looking around his room, picking up things that imply some of the trials and the tribulations that they went through were certainly a makeshift of his mind and his memories, and him bringing those things to life. It makes sense as to why Agatha would reference so many times in here, like you're just like your mother. And now I see the bigger picture of it, and it's really incredible. And so I guess for me, the question I would have is like, when does Billy's, like, how did he use his powers to manifest this? Is it a case of like, they clearly try. What I think is also fascinating too, now that they think about it, is back in episode 1 when they sing, or maybe it was episode 2, where they sing the witch's ballad, right? They're waiting for the door to open, and Agatha says, "Oh, just so you guys know, it didn't take this long last time." So it does make me wonder if that delay was because then maybe Billy manifested the thought of the Witch's Road and sort of created this, and the doorway appears. And as they go through, his mind is just working and sort of creating to kind of fill in those blanks, right? I mean, look, at the end of the day, Wanda created those kids because that's something that she wanted for herself. And idea that Billy wants to find his brother, wants to bring his brother back, wants to believe in the Witch's Road and believe that it's a real thing. I can easily see him manifesting all of this. But what really throws me off is the idea that at the end of this episode, we hear Agatha's voice as she says, "Boo." So again, where does the Witch's Road end for him? And does that mean people like his death, like part of his imagination? Was the death of Agatha part of his imagination, something that didn't really happen? Or does he you visually use his powers to make her look like she's dead? But in reality, she's kind of not, like an optical illusion for even somebody as powerful as Death can't pick up on it. I don't know. So I will be interested to see how Agatha returns, because clearly she does return at the end of this, and certainly startles him. So I'll be kind of curious to see how that kind of plays itself out. The Jen storyline I thought was kind of fascinating. Again, Jen is one of those characters where, while she's definitely come through for the team, for some reason I just have not been able to connect very well with her as a character that I would have liked to. But I did think it was just a really sweet and powerful moment for her to get her power back. You know, to kind of feel violated and have somebody kind of take something from you that has made you feel less than, not as important, not as, kind of worthless, or always kind of trying to find your way with no longer having your abilities, when that's sort of like all you've known for such a long time. And so for her to be stranded for 100 years without her powers, I can't even imagine what that was certainly like for her. But to realize the truth that it was Agatha that wind up binding her, and just a really great performance, at least for the Jen actress in here, of acquiring her powers. And I have seen some still images, so I do know that she eventually pops up again. How she pops up in episode number 9, that I certainly don't know, but I am curious to see where Jen's paths takes her. Even though she has now officially gotten her abilities back, gotten her power back, which is exactly what she wanted from the road all along. So I'm kind of glad that it turned out that way for her, honestly. But overall, man, really great episode. Another fun one. Really enjoyed the trial here this week. I continue to really enjoy the Death and Agatha stuff, and to kind of see Billy fully transform into a Wiccan with his abilities, the way that he comes down to go ahead and save Agatha in here, I thought visually was really stunning to watch. So we'll see where the rest of this season certainly goes. We got one more episode left, guys. But look, if there's anything I missed in particular that you guys want to go ahead and further talk about from episode number 8, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section box below. But other than that, that's going to do it for me here. I'm probably going to stop this, watch episode 9, and then record another one, and I should have the season finale up for you guys tomorrow. So until then, do me a big favor, as always, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and keep it A+. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.